Good morning, everyone. Before I do review, I was going to go over just what the lab is this week. If you haven't already, I'm sure you've looked at that, but I will bring it up here. It's a quick bread lab, and you have a choice to do muffins, loaf breads, which would be like your banana breads, or you could do pumpkin bread. There's lots of different possibilities, or shortcake. And the shortcake is like a biscuit. It's not like making an angel food cake, because some people think of that as shortcake, but this is more of a biscuit. And one thing I didn't talk about last week was when I was doing the function of ingredients are the two ways you can mix quick breads. And you see on the screen there, muffin method is one way, biscuit method is another way. The muffin method, even if you've made muffins from a box where they tell you to put the mixture in and you make a well, like a hole in the middle, that's what muffin method is. It says the idea is to mix the wet ingredients in one bowl, the dry in another. You then pour the wet into the dry. I typed that wrong, sorry. Into the dry and combine it. And then eggs and sugar are both considered the wet ingredients. And then a biscuit method, if you've looked at the words this week, one of them is cut in, where you use either the pastry blender or forks. It's a process of blending butter into your flour and dry ingredients. So in class, we always did shortcake, so we'd have strawberry shortcake, and then we also made banana bread. I'm just going to have you pick one, and I know some of you have already made some, banana bread I've seen some awesome muffins. So whatever you decide to make with that is fine. And then the lab evaluation I'm going to talk about after we review for the nutrition test because that's important to get through that. So I'll just come back. And do we have anybody else join us? Alicia did. Good morning, Alicia. All right, so again, I ran it off from Schoology so I could go over the test with you. Multiple choice, true and false, and there's a matching on the function of the nutrients, which can be kind of a tricky part of the test. So if you haven't practiced that, remember there's some practice quizzes on the front of the Schoology page on nutrition and My Plate, because those are both on the test. It is 21 questions, 30 points, just like the 30 points of the safety test. This is 30 points nutrition. So here we go. It would help, I think, if we, instead of typed in the answers, if we could, I'm going to see if I can. There we go. If you could say the answer instead of having everybody type them in, because that kind of holds up the process. So if you can unmute and be willing to answer, that would be awesome. And that's fine if we're all shouting out answers, because then we'll know if we're right and wrong. I won't know because I don't know your voices and who you are, but we'll try to see how we do. So here's the first question. True or false? Liver is a good food source for iron. Is that true or false?
True.
Thank you. Yes, that is true. Which of the following, this is multiple choice, which of the following is a good source of vitamin C? What food would you find vitamin C? A, milk, B, bread, C, oranges, D, spinach. Where do you find vitamin C?
Spinach.
Not spinach. Anybody else have a guess?
Oranges.
There we go, oranges. Thank you. This is multiple choice, what deficiency could develop if you have lack of vitamin A? So I will tell you on the chart, if you remember, there's a column there with deficiencies. I would look at that as we're going through this, because you're going to hear about some of the deficiencies. So what deficiency could you develop if you have lack of vitamin A? Is it A, night blindness, B, anemia, C, rickets, or D, scurvy? Does anybody remember what vitamin A is? Guesses?
Night blindness?
Thank you. Yes, it is night blindness. True or false? Eggs are a good source of dairy. Are eggs in the dairy group on my plate? True or false?
False.
Thank you. That is false. Eggs would be protein. True or false? Carbohydrates are made up of sugar, starches, and fiber. True or false? Do we get our carbs from sugar, starches, and fiber?
True.
It is true. Let's see, the next one is true and false. Water makes up about 50% of our body's weight. Is it 50% or is that true or false?
False.
It is false, yes. It's almost close to 70%. Multiple choice. Which of the following is a good food source for vitamin B as in boy? A, ice cream, B, breads, C, corn, or D, milk? Vitamin B as in boy. Anybody want to take a guess? It's breads. So that's a good way to remember B for breads. I don't know if you kind of memorize things that way or it helps you remember, but sometimes for me that helped. So vitamin B is breads. Next question is multiple choice. What fats should we limit in order to be healthy? What fats should we limit in order to be healthy? A, olive oil. B, vegetable oils. C, saturated and trans fats. D, canola oil. Guesses?
C.
You're right. C, the saturated and trans fats, those solid fats or the hydrogenated fats. It is C, saturated and trans fats. I'm going to come back to the matching. I'm going to keep going with the multiple choice true and false, and then I'll come back to the matching of the nutrients. True or false? Niacin is one of the C as in cat vitamins. Niacin is one of the C vitamins. True or false?
False.
That is false. Niacin is one of the B as in boy vitamins. True or false? Milk is a good source of vitamin C as in cat. Is milk a good source of vitamin C?
True.
No, that one is false. Milk is not. It would be like your citrus fruits. Strawberries would be high in C, kale, but not milk. Milk has more vitamin A and D. Which of the following is not included in the dairy group? Remember, there were certain foods when you watched My Plate that were in the dairy group and some that were not. Is it A, whole milk, B, soy milk, C, cheese, or D, butter? Not in the dairy group.
Butter.
You're right, Alicia. Yep, it's butter. True or false? A good way to make healthy choices when eating meat and poultry is to remove the skin from the chicken. True or false? I'll read that again. A good way to make healthy choices when eating meat and poultry is to remove the skin from chicken. That would be true. The answer is true. Thiamine is one of the B vitamins. Is that true or false?
True.
Yep. Thiamine, niacin, and riboflavin. Next question. Eggs are a non-meat source found in the protein group.
True.
Good, true. Multiple choice, another My Plate question. Why isn't color an indicator that bread is a whole grain? Why isn't color an indicator that bread is whole grain? A, they've added more grains. B, they've added honey. C, they've added brown sugar. Or D, they've added molasses or food coloring.
D.
D.
Correct. They've added molasses or food coloring. What deficiency could develop, if you have a low red blood count? Choices. Anemia, B is rickets, C is night blindness, and D is scurvy. If you have low red blood count. Anemia, rickets, night blindness, or scurvy? Anybody want to guess on that one? Anemia is the answer. Multiple choice. What food is a good source of vitamin A? Is it A, oranges, B, meat, C, spinach, or D, pasta? Which of those would be a good source of vitamin A?
Spinach.
Correct. Spinach is right. We have 3 more left before we go back to the matching. What vitamin is needed to help clot your blood? A says vitamin B, B is vitamin K, C, vitamin C, or D, vitamin A. What vitamin helps clot your blood?
B.
It is vitamin K, potassium. What vitamin is the sunshine vitamin? A, vitamin D, B, vitamin C, C, vitamin B, or D, vitamin A? Which one is the sunshine?
Vitamin.
It is A, vitamin D as in dog. Last one here before we go to the matching. Enriched means adding nutrients A, B, and C back into the grains after they were removed in the milling process. Is that true or false?
True.
No, that's actually false. Enriched means that they've lost B vitamins and iron, not A, B, and C. So that was actually false. That's from My Plate. Then I'm going back to the function of the nutrients. So the choices are water, carbohydrates, protein